Hello guys, just want to wish everyone a happy St George's Day. It's a lovely sunny day out there, beautiful. Just want to start by just saying how pissed off I am. I mean, in a way, it's ridiculous. I was watching that Kay Burley interview with Nigel Farage yesterday, and the knives are out big time for anyone that supports UKIP or anyone that's thinking of doing so. They're after Nigel Farage, they really are. All he's doing is telling the truth. What's wrong with saying what we are? Those billboards, there's nothing wrong with them. Just the fact that she was instigating yesterday and trying in every little way she could to belittle him, and asking him what the description of a racist was and things like that. It's just nonsense. All he's doing is stating facts, telling the truth. A few years ago, Gordon Brown said he actually stole a BNP slogan, to name it, saying British jobs for British workers. And they even put those on billboards, I think in the late 90s, or it might have been 2001. But anyway, Labour used that, and the media at the time were promoting that message quite strongly, to be honest. Even though it was ignored and nothing was ever done, there were no British jobs for British workers. It was typical Labour spin as usual. The double standards and the hypocrisy at the minute is breathtaking. It seems to me it's just you can see how much of a threat UKIP are in the way that everyone's out to get them. All the papers, like certain papers, I think it's the Telegraph, the Mirror, they're all out to spin. Just coming up with lies all the time and trying to make UKIP out to be the bad guys, when in fact UKIP are the ones that are trying to secure our borders and secure and improve the quality of life of the people that are living here and residing here. It's not to throw all foreigners out. It's a load of nonsense. It's just to shore up our defences, shore up our borders. Let's start controlling and seeing the amount of number, so we know how many people are actually in our country, and seeing if we can start doing something about it, because we're building and building and building, and there's going to be no end to it. Building on greenbelt instead of building on brownfield sites that are already there. We're only a tiny island. When will people get it through their thick skulls? We don't have the room. We're a tiny island nation of just over 60 million people. That's if you believe the official figures. I actually think it's a lot more. I think we're, to be honest, I think we're pushing 80 million with all the illegals and stuff in this country. It's crazy. And to think that we can't even say anything for being labelled racist, this is nonsense. It's an absolute nonsense. You've got people that go to the doctors, they've got huge waiting lists for things. They can't get an appointment. You get that guy that was on Question Time was having to find himself somewhere to live. He was a tradesman. He was living in Barking. It was just seen a 200% increase in immigration in the last few years. He couldn't find anywhere to live. He's seen foreigners coming in, getting given everything on a plate, getting given money for training, for courses, which he wasn't even being given help to find somewhere to live. This is a man who's paid taxes most of his life and finds himself on hard times because all the arrivals are coming in from the EU and working. They can afford to work at a cheaper rate than an indigenous British people, and it is unfair because they're often young men that don't bring their families over. They're living in shared accommodation, often in large houses and sharing rooms and stuff, and it's not fair. They can afford to. They're just living on the basics. Living on beans and toast probably and sending most of their money home. They're not spending money here either, so it's no this nonsense that it's a boost to the economy. It's utter codswallop. They're not benefiting us in any way, shape or form. Yes, they don't take out a lot in the way of healthcare. They're not, and they do earn their own money. There are some good hard working ones. That's not the point though, is it? The point is they keep wages stagnant. We haven't had in this industry, in logistics, haven't had a pay rise for about 7 years. It's just remained the same. We had an influx of Eastern European drivers, Polish, Bulgarian, Romanians, even though before the borders were even, the EU borders were changed to allow the Romanian and Bulgarian migrants in. They were already here, a lot of them, so I don't know how that happened. But Latvians, Nothing against them personally. I'm sure they're all decent people and good workers, but we just can't support that. They're willing to work for a lot less. They're taking jobs that otherwise British people could do on a higher rate. All they're good for really is big business and farmers and people like that who want to pay tuppence. Don't want to have to pay proper wages for their workers. It's benefiting those people. They're getting richer off the backs of us. What do we get out of the EU? Nothing really. It's a nonsense. They're telling us about wind farms and stuff. All that's the wind farms and stuff and things like that that people like this are getting subsidies for. They're just benefiting rich landowners. They're getting to the tune, I think it's 10 grand a day or something to have these wind farms on their farmland. How's that benefiting you or me? It's not, is it? It's not. We're sitting on at the minute a huge gas field in the northwest, but Labour and other parties are opposing that. That's going to bring huge economic benefits. Lots of work for the area, make it vibrant. Think of all the jobs for suppliers, for people doing the work, for the people making the equipment to drill, things like that. It goes on and on. Lorries coming, jobs in trucking, there's all sorts it would fund. But as well as providing us with an alternative and cheap gas for the next few years and lower people's prices. But no, they're not interested. Let's have a go at UKIP again. All UKIP stand for, to me, as good, honest, sensible policies, common sense. Let's get our country was running fine. If you go back beyond the Labour years, we were accepting about 50,000 migrants a year. We were integrating them into society. We had no problems. We had enough people here to do the jobs that we needed to do. That's just a fallacy, that nonsense that we didn't. People were earning decent wages. In fact, they were probably earning more 15 years ago than they are now. Don't believe the lies and the hype. It's all nonsense. It's codswallop. That's why something needs to be done. We're losing our country. We've got Islamic hate preachers running the streets. We've got crime running up epidemic proportions, especially in the big cities, Birmingham, London, Manchester. Gun crime, gangs, Roman migrants just living rough on the streets all around Hyde Park and areas like that. Marble Arch, it used to be affluent areas. Cities, parts of Sheffield have been seen a scourge of Roma immigrants, and from, I think it was Slovenia, Slovakia, coming in and just throwing rubbish in the streets, hanging around till late at night, upsetting the communities that were already there. Something's got to change. We haven't got the room and we haven't got the capacity to pay benefits to all these people that have never ever paid and contributed to our country. You can't get blood out of a stone, people, so that's why I'm asking you and I'm begging you, please, for your kids' sake, for our sakes, for our country's sake, to have a future for everyone. Young people haven't got jobs in a minute. We need to start creating industries, bring back manufacturing. We're not going to do that. We just keep importing cheap labour from the EU. We don't need these workers. We need skilled people, people that are going to bring innovation. People from places like New Zealand, India. We need innovation. We need skills. We don't need mass, uncontrolled, open borders. So please, on May the 22nd, get out there, get down to your polling station, please vote UKIP. We need your vote. Every vote counts. We'll be really grateful for your vote. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Have a good day.